Welcome to another episode of Hereford FC on Vanilla FM. Today's episode is a little bit different. We are going to take a look at how I approach youth intake season. So, we missed the warm-up. I'm sorry, I forgot to press record before the warm-up started, but there we go. The game is about to start. I always attend the candidates game with the under-18s, just because I like to see what is going on. So let's go for the kickoff. I don't recognize many of the names in my youth team. To be fair, this year I've not been following it as closely as in previous intakes. And then these are the new intakes, the new candidates this season. And there we have it. My, I presume, under-18s manager and head of youth development. I presume. I don't know, actually. Might be able to press on them when we get a highlight and see what their names are. Nope. I'll try doing that once we have a clear picture of them. But anyway, here we are. So my general approach is to follow the recommended... here we go. Can I press on this guy? Aaron Danks and... Stefan McGuinness, but let me go to... I'll just have to remember the names so I can, when I go back and look at my staff to see who Aaron Banks and Stefan McGuinness are. My general approach is to follow the recommended star ratings. So basically order all my players by, there we go, see if I can get to it now. So if I go to under 18s, we have Stephen McGuinness is the under 18s manager. So if I go to general staff, all Aaron Banks, who's Aaron Banks? Aaron Danks, sorry. Oh, he's my assistant manager. Oh, cool. Okay. So the assistant manager is taking these youth games. So once the game's finished, what we'll do, we'll order all of the players, first of all, by predicted rating. And then by actual rating, and then by age, youngest to oldest, and with the players in that order, we'll select a squad. We'll cancel all the trials that don't make it, and we will provisionally put in the under 21s anyone who from the existing squad that doesn't make the cut. And the 21s is basically a little bit of a dumping ground, to be fair. Also, at this stage, we'll also promote to the under 21s all the ones that will be too old to play next year. So they'll get an early start in the under 21s this season. To be fair, a lot of the under 18s already play in the under 21s because the under 21s manager likes to use them, and that's absolutely fine. So as far as the club's going good. Robert Zugaj is back and he's doing fine. We just won our latest game. I think it was Leeds. Oh, we also won the Carabao Cup against Arsenal. So that's happened. And I think we won the first knockout round for the Champions League against Man City. So one less English team in that competition. Still first in the Championship, the Premier League. I mean, still on course to to go to the final for the FA Cup. We're still in the FA Cup. And I think that's it. I'm still ill, which you may or may not hear in the microphone. But yeah, so I haven't been able to update the youth facilities. To be fair, I haven't really been asking, so maybe I should do that. It's kind of disconcerting to see the stadium this empty. I know it's only youth intake game, but still very disconcerting to see it that empty. Yeah, so we're coming closer to the release of the beta, we predict. Should be 2 months from today, or 2 months from about this week. Maybe even only a month, actually. Yeah, maybe only a month from today, because the game should be released 2 months from today. So, not sure how much more I've got left playing FM24. I'll be straight on to FM25 as soon as the beta gets released. And I guess you get a little bit of a sneak peek at this in this episode. I'm going to be doing it across 2 channels. I've set up a second channel, and that channel is going to focus exclusively on the women's leagues. The reason I'm doing that is because I actually don't know an awful lot about women's football. So I want to have the space to be able to play around with it and discover it. And then this channel is going to focus on, Hereford, as it always does. So this channel will continue to do the Hereford save, but this time around in FM25. And then the second channel, which I'll tell you all about, it's already ready to go, but I'll tell you all about it when I release it. Some content on it. That one is going to focus exclusively on the women's league. So if you're interested in following women's leagues, or if you're interested in discovering what it's like to play women's leagues in FM25, I'll be starting a beta save there first. So before I start the beta save here on this channel, I will put an episode on the other channel first. They will be pretty much concurrent, so I will be releasing episodes on both. I think for this channel, for the beta save, I will focus a little bit on how to, because the game is going to be new, so I will try and do a discovering and how to, a little bit of a how-to guide as I'm discovering it and playing it for the first time. Whilst the other channel is going to focus, I'm just going to pick a team. I don't know which team yet. I don't know anything about women's football and what are good teams or not. And I've even debated, because I don't normally do journeyman saves. So I certainly have never done it on YouTube. I might make that a women's league and journeyman. So maybe starting unemployed and then applying for jobs in women's leagues only. So that'll be 2 ticks, or 2 rabbits with 1 stone, as people say. So the candidates are losing. I guess that's fair enough, because our under-18s team should, in theory, have more experience. Although I would have hoped that the under-16s, or whatever this is called, the youth teams, they would be better prospects. So we'll see about that once we start to pick our team for next year. At the moment, looks like the under-18s are just having a bit of a walk in the park now. Only the second half of the game, though, and that might might show that they have better match conditioning they can go for longer. Maybe the under 16s are getting a little bit tired now. Actually, they are. Look at them. Red everywhere. Ooh, let me pause it. And then if I move to the... Oh, wait. These are the youth, the under 18s. I didn't have time to go through it, but... Okay, we have one player that scored something. Alright, he doesn't actually look very good. So now we have I'll just say this for now. And the 21's won a match. Okay. Youth candidates have been evaluated. Okay, so it's come up with these 5, so that's not very good. What we'll do now is that actually, for the sake of simplicity, I want all of these substitutes here. So I'm going to go to their fixtures and arrange a random friendly. Yeah, why not? Basel. Yeah, sure, that's fine. And see if he gets accepted. Yeah, it did. Okay, so I've got access to all of these substitute positions. You'll see why that's easier in a minute. I'm going to sort them first by age. And 22. So anyone who was born before this age, we're going to have to evaluate. In fact, actually, hang on. So these guys definitely are going up because they are over 18 already by the rules. So let's move them up to there. And let's see if there's anyone trailing behind here. This guy is. So this guy can come back down and be re-evaluated for the next year. He's probably going to come back up again. Okay, now... Sorry, I'm struggling with my cold a little bit, so... Didn't mean to do that. Okay, now... I'm going to leave 2 of these under 18 players. Over 18 players, I mean. Behind the 2 best ones, or the two with the best prospect or usefulness. So it's going to be this guy, and either James Thomas or Stuart Taylor, but because James Thomas is younger, I'm going to leave James Thomas, and I'm going to get Stuart Taylor. Taken up to the under 21. So all of these guys are going to play there next year, starting this year actually. Okay, and now we're down to all of the candidates for this year. We're going to order them by potential ability, second order them by ability, third order them by date of birth. And basically what we do, I'm going to do it very crudely for now, but we need 2 goalkeepers. So this guy, we don't have very good goalkeepers. And this guy. And then for now, I'm just going to do this. And then I'll come back and order them in their actual... And what I do as well, you'll see this in a minute. I will retrain them as well if they don't fit the position. Now the next thing that I do is I'm going to fire anyone who didn't make the cut. Not this guy. That guy. Okay, I think this only have those guys. Be careful when you do this, because sometimes there'll be someone else selected that you aren't aware of. And we're going to terminate these trials. And we're also going to move these guys up to the under 21s. They'll just trail around there. I can't sack them yet, but I might be able to sack them next year. I just don't want to have to pay to release them, so I better just keep them for now in the under-21s. They won't get used or anything probably, but at least they get a chance to learn from the guys up there, and maybe that might help them a little bit. Okay, so this is our squad, almost. What I'm going to do is progress a little bit in time so that these guys disappear. And now we're down to just these guys, 22 players. And then I go back to that news article about how they were evaluated. I'm going to ask the staff to sign the recommended ones. But this is not finished yet, because I still have a bunch of them that were not signed, not recommended to be signed. So I'm going to do that by hand. So approach the sign. Oh, hang on. What do I need to do? Ask. Okay, fine. Youngster, that's fine. Contract, youngster. This is kind of tedious, but I want to show you the full process. And then hopefully once these guys have signed, I can show you how I then retrain any players that need retraining. I need to do this bit first. Okay, fine. And finally, Sam Smith. So we don't have very good goalkeepers coming up, but we do have, I think this guy's new. This is the best player that came through, Jacques, and I guess he's okay. Right, let's forward a little bit to let those signings take place. I'm gonna do a bunch of, except these for now. I'll set my own, but add guys to mentoring groups. So that those are the youngsters that just got promoted to the under-21s. This guy needs to be sent on a language course. If the Bournemouth match approaches, I might pause the video and do that match, because I don't want to distract this video from what we're doing. Wow, that's a pretty good spread. Okay, so I'm going to put a pause in the video here, just because I don't want this match with Bournemouth to take up time in the episode, and then I'll come back to finish that youth intake. Okay, so I played a little bit into the future. Actually played a couple of games. Bournemouth, and also had its fantastic friendly, just because I had a window. And normally what I do with friendlies, I look for anyone who doesn't have full fitness, and I play those. And so a lot of youth players end up making it into the squad. I start with the senior players that aren't in full fitness, also who are available, because obviously this is the international window. And then I'll go and pick up any youth that might need any time to come up to full fitness. And we ended up having a pretty nice game, actually, with some of the seniors helping out some of the youths to grab a massive win. So that was good. Back to the youth. Then the next stage... Sorry, let me just adjust the mic. It's a bit low. There we go, that's better. So the next stage of this is to figure out some individual positioning and retraining as well. So individual training and retraining of positions is what I mean to say. So let me get the goalkeepers back. The first thing I do is try to figure out, well, I've picked these players. What players do we actually have? Where do we we'll probably have to retrain a lot of them, especially into defense. So I just grab whatever is obvious from this best positioning row for now. So that guy, he can be a striker. Where is he gone? That Let me just uncheck this player so it doesn't keep coming back to him. Check this one. And then we might have to do some shenanigans. But for now, while there is... Okay, so here's another one. So Charlie Talbot. He can be a right or a striker. On the right, we got this guy who can only do those. This guy can actually play as a defender. So let's do that. Let's make him a defender. And this one can be the sub for AML. These guys are... It doesn't really matter which order they're in. Actually, it does. Yeah, it does matter for a reason you might understand later on today. I've got another striker in the mix. So our strikers, what else can they do? Okay, that one I can't really change. This guy. Yeah, we have a lot of these AMR guys. They can't really do anything else. Okay, so this guy will leave. Actually, he can play as a midfielder, so let's do that. This guy seems to be able to play as a defensive midfielder. This guy we can't really change into anything, so we'll leave him for now. Another midfielder. This guy can go there. We'll just leave him for now. And this guy can also be a midfielder. Okay, so we have... Are we missing players? Wait, what happened there? What happened there? Oh, hang on. That guy. For some reason I picked up the wrong number. There we go. So, it looks like we have 2 spots available. These guys, sadly for them, but maybe not, they're going to retrain as central defenders. Now, let's put this list in position order. And we'll drill down into their actual individual training. So, sweeper, defense, and this goes back to my previous episode on individual training. So basically, not only do I train the position, which I will, but I will also look to improve their weakest attribute. In this case, is the positioning. So let's go for tactical training for him. And they also discuss a trait with the coaches, see if they have any suggestions, which they don't. In this case, Sam Smith, his weakest point seems to be one-on-one, so we'll go for sweeping. Okay. So we're gonna go full-back defense. And tackling and concentration, I don't think we can train, but we can train positioning and anticipation. If we go to anticipation, actually, because he has been already doing defense positioning, so we'll change it up a little bit. Okay, he's got something to work on. Charlie O'Neill, he might need retraining position wise. Yeah, let's go defensive positioning for him so he can develop some defensive traits. And we're gonna have to retrain him as well. Defense. Okay. I'm gonna skip the central defenders for now. Left side concentration I can't train, but I can train anticipation, so let's do that. But by the way, you can train concentration for goalkeepers, but that's it, just goalkeepers. Oh, hang on. Let's do some changing around here. change this guy with that guy, because this guy can actually play on the left, so that'd be better, I think. Actually, does it matter? It doesn't matter. Let's do that, because these guys are going to retrain anyway, so why not retrain into defensive left? Why not? Fullback, defensive left. In this case, I'm going to go for defensive positioning for him, so he can increase his positioning and marking and so on. Okay. Now, for defense, I need to see which of the positions is more suited to them. So this guy as a central defender or as a cover. He's probably better as a cover, and we can train his pace up. So, which we are already doing. Look at that. Fantastic. We knew that already about him. Okay, so let's switch him up. Sam Flat, do the same with him. He's the same, so we'll come back to him, because let's see what these guys down here can do. So Bruno Lopes, he's actually better as a central defender. Heading, so let's go for that. Let's train his aerial ability. Okay, and then there's this guy that we need to retrain anyway, but still, let's have a look into his attributes. Let's take this off for a minute. His heading is quite poor, so I'm hesitant to put him in that position. Let's put him in cover. We'll still train the heading though, but that won't be an essential attribute. And we'll probably retrain him something else next year anyway, so. Right, so he's gonna stay there. This guy can stay there, and this guy can be trained as a central defender, and we're gonna train him in aerial. Already doing it. Fantastic. Okay, so that's that one then. Defensive midfield, again, gets more straightforward from here on again. Let's go for attacking movement. And then his counterpart down here. 6. And we're gonna go for defensive positioning for this guy. Already doing it. Fantastic. Okay, midfield now. Attacking midfield. Passing needs to improve for this guy, so let's do that. First touch. First touch comes on the ball control, and we'll retrain him as well. Okay. This guy now. We're gonna go for off the ball, and that is attacking movement. He's already doing it. Finally, Akpala. That one. Decision, so that's final third. It can also be attacking movement, so let's do that. And let's do a retraining a position as well, just to strengthen that. Okay, attacking midfield. We need dribbling on this guy. Ball control. Okay. And Charlie Talbot. Crossing. Already doing it. So you can kind of get the idea, like, what the process is. I'm basically trying to make them improve in the same way that I tried to make the senior team improve. So this guy's going to be very good, I think. Yeah, so basically try to... Because the aim is that eventually these players should... Most of them don't, obviously. The vast majority of them don't. But they should develop enough to one day come up to the senior team. Now, so far, that's only happened to 2 players. And not by merit, more like so I could comply with the Champions League rules. Anticipation. So that's attacking movement. So that's why I'm trying to bring these weak attributes back up. Same thing for this guy. Attacking movement. Okay, there we go. So that is the entirety of my process for youth training. That's it. So I evaluate the players, rely a little bit on these stats here, and then you know, the head of youth development still reckons we have a strong squad. Time will tell how it goes with them, but I can cancel this friendly actually. Yeah. Time will tell how it will go. They only have 2 matches left. Well, potentially more, but yeah. Let's see how they do here against Inter Milan for the UEFA Youth League quarterfinal. Actually, I should clear my selection. Oof. Just so the manager picks its own. We were defeated. Ooh, that's a heavy defeat. 6-0. Oh no, okay. 2-1. Okie dokie, what team did he pick? I think it's because I left it too late and he actually put my own selection forward. Yeah, I think that's exactly what happened. Obviously they still need to train in those positions. Alright, I'm gonna go back now to the other save. So this is the youth done. The episode is sort of kind of long, so hopefully that will be okay. Let me know in the comments if there's anything that you do differently with the youth candidates. Thanks so much for watching till the end, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.